champion. You work like a champion.
Yeah, we got it, yeah. What's the floor base?
In September, you're going to regret to be in the ring.
No. You will see different things.
You will
buddy.
see.
Hey, you will see different things. You know, I'm not your opponent to come to France and all this and made it for you. Come on, bro.
I'm not Berlanga. I'm not. Comment il s'appelle l'autre monsieur? Munguia. You're gonna.
No, and you don't go Golovkin. You know this and this
I
and
know.
this and this.
But you don't have the same age now.
We will see.
Not some performance that Golovkin.
Like I say, if I'm 50 years old right now, you cannot beat me.
You're gonna see.
Okay.
In September, be ready.
Ah, les pieds loin d'avant sur la machine.
We just had our first press conference ahead of Canelo Alvarez's highly anticipated boxing comeback. The Mexican superstar boxer enters a new era in his boxing career as he takes on Christian Mbilli in September this year for the WBC super middleweight title. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia is set to play host to this matchup, and it's going to be the first time in Canelo's career that he won't have the massive Mexican fan base supporting him in the arena as he looks to reclaim the world champion titles he lost following the humbling loss to Terence Crawford. The two actually crossed paths once again since the fight last year. It was the first time since the fight that we're seeing these two together.
Hey guys, please be careful because this is company very dangerous. Okay? Left, right, please. Yes.
And speaking of Egypt, the first press conference for Canelo versus Mbilli took place at the base of the Great Pyramids of Giza. It was the perfect setting for the Mexican to announce his boxing comeback. At 35 years old, Canelo should rather call it a day and hang his gloves. However, he still feels that he has a few more years in the sport, and the first press conference was evidence of that. Canelo expressed confidence going into his first fight since the defeat to Crawford, and even traded verbal jabs with Christian Mbilli, who was eager to show Canelo that he's the champion he would be facing for the belts. Mbilli made it clear from the start of the presser that he has no intention of making it an easy night for the former undisputed middleweight champion.
And now let's speak to the fighters. First up, the champ is here, Christian Mbilli, everybody. Since September, you burst onto the scene, a fight of the year against Lester Martinez. You've been elevated to the WBC super middleweight champion of the world, and now you're fighting the face of boxing. What have the last 8 months been like for you?
The last 6 months for me was amazing. You know, I have fight like in a big show. My last fight was in Vegas. I become a world champion. My goal was to be a world champion, and you had a fight with Canelo. I think the six last month was incredible.
Tell us why you believe not only that you belong in the ring with Canelo, but that you can beat Canelo.
I think I have a good style to beat Canelo because I am amazing. I'm an amazing fighter. I have good power, good speed. I have all ability to beat Canelo and win this fight.
Mbilli feels he possesses the necessary skills to beat Canelo in his world title defense. It's a major fight for the Cameroonian boxer who has remained undefeated so far. This is going to be a major test for Mbilli because Canelo is no ordinary fighter. He has been in the sport for over a decade and fought some of the biggest names and has significantly more experience under his belt. Canelo has also dominated the middleweight division for a long time, and while he might have more skills and experience than Mbilli, his body has probably given up on him. Canelo has been through a major shoulder surgery since the defeat to Crawford, and at this age, taking on a fight with a man who has been considered a boxing prospect might be a bit too much for the Mexican boxing icon. However, Canelo shot down talks about his body not sharing the same enthusiasm as him, and proclaimed that he's here for the fight because he loves challenges.
Of course, the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez, everybody. Canelo, some uncharted territory for you, coming off a loss, elbow surgery, and now you're the challenger. How confident are you that you can still be on top again?
I'm so confident. You know, I always confident because I know where I am, and how I train, how I feel, and how good I am. So I'm very confident.
We asked Sergio Mora questions he had about you, and he said he just wanted to know how bad you still want it. Do you still want it the way you did when you were younger, fighting for every fight to become champion?
Yes, I still want it. I feel like I have 15 years old.
Yeah. So what do you think about your opponent, Christian Mbilli? Why did you choose him? You could have fought anybody you wanted to.
No, he's a champion. He's a champion, and he's a danger fighter. He throw a lot of punches. He's strong, and I like that kind of fight.
Is it more satisfying for you to face someone who's going to come right at you as opposed to someone who's going to constantly be moving?
Oh, I love it.
Mbilli exuded confidence during the presser. It was almost as if he was fighting just another boxer. The Cameroonian champion made sure to portray himself as the A-side in this matchup. He stated that Canelo put on a good performance in his last fight against Terence Crawford, but noted that while he is not a big fan of a running boxer, he still thought it was a solid overall fight and a good performance from Crawford. Furthermore, Mbilli confirmed that he watched the bout closely and spotted specific details and potential weaknesses in Canelo's performance that he intends to expose. However, he refused to share any tactical details, stating that everyone will have to wait until September to see it play out.
Mbilli, Canelo in his 68th pro fight, when he makes the walk for your fight, he'll be 36 years old. How much of a factor do you think that will play in this matchup?
Well, I don't care about the age. The factor is my ability to box and his ability. and I think it's a perfect timing for me.
So, what will your strategy be in this fight?
I will not change anything, I will keep my style, throw punch, put pressure, and we're going to see if he can deal with this,
What did you think about Canelo's performance against Terence Crawford?
It was a good fight. I'm not a big fan of running boxer, but it was a good performance for Crawford. That's it.
Did you see anything in that fight from Canelo that maybe you can expose? Any weaknesses?
Yes.
Such as?
I will not give any details, but you're going to see in September.
All right, and Canelo.
The presser until this point was pretty cordial, with both fighters talking about their opponents' previous performances. Out of the blue, Canelo decided it was time to show who was boss and reminded everyone at the presser why he's still the best in the sport. It started when Mbilli told Canelo Alvarez that age would catch up to him and he would regret stepping into the ring on September 12th. Canelo fired back aggressively, declaring that even if he were 50 years old, Mbilli could never beat him in this lifetime, and that he would surprise him in September. Regarding Mbilli's last performance against Lester Martinez, Canelo complimented it as a good action-packed fight. He noted that styles make fights, and while they threw and received a lot of punches, he welcomed a similar toe-to-toe battle.
Martinez, what did you think about that fight and his performance?
I think they made a good fight. The style makes the fights, and they have perfect style to do that kind of fight. And I think they throw a lot of punches and they receive a lot of punches too. So that was a good fight.
If he comes to you right in front of you and just wants to slug it out and make this a mano fight, is that something you would welcome?
Yeah, why not?
He seems to be tailor-made for you. You heard Richard Schaefer say that styles make fights. You've gone 8 fights in a row without a KO. Is a 9th straight decision fine with you, or are you determined to get back on a knockout streak?
No, I just train. And I do my best in the gym, and I go into the fight to try to knock out my opponent. But at the same time, I'm ready for everything.
And Mbilli says he views this as a 50-50 fight. What percentage chance do you give him to beat you in this fight?
0.
Why do you say 0? Nothing he does impresses you?
No, he's a good fighter. But my mind is 0%.
And you said yesterday something that in 10 years, 20 years, he could never beat you. What makes you so confident about that?
No, like he say, it's the perfect time because I'm old and this and that. I say to him, if I have 50 years old, you can still not beat me. So, and this life, he cannot beat me.
He's gonna be surprised in September.
You feel like that's just
you're gonna be surprised.
Be ready. You're going to be surprised. In September, Gilles, en septembre, il va regretter d'être sur le ring. En septembre, il va regretter d'être sur le ring.
In September, you will regret being on that ring.
What?
He said that on September 12th, you will regret to be on that ring.
yeah.
I can understand that.
In September, you're going to regret to be in the ring.
No, but you will see different things.
You will see.
Hey, you will see different things. I'm not your opponent. You come to France and all this and made it for you. Come on, bro.
I'm not Berlanga. I'm not. Comment il s'appelle l'autre mec? Munguia. You're gonna.
No, and you don't go Golovkin. This and this
I
and
know.
this and this.
But you don't have the same age now.
We will see.
Not some performance that Golovkin.
Like I say, if I'm 50 years old right now, you cannot beat me.
You're gonna see.
Okay.
In September, be ready.
We'll see.
Canelo looks determined to make a successful comeback, but what do the experts have to say? Boxing legend Tim Bradley predicts that while Christian Mbilli is a tough opponent, Canelo Alvarez will likely dominate him with precise catch-and-shoot combinations, making Canelo look like he's back at his peak. However, Bradley is highly critical of Canelo for avoiding the much-hyped fight with David Benavidez, accusing him of lacking the balls to take the matchup. He argues that Canelo is failing to follow the Mexican boxing tradition of passing the torch to the next generation, similar to how Julio Cesar Chavez fought Oscar de la Hoya. Bradley believes Canelo's pride and a refusal to risk losing to a fellow countryman are preventing the fight fans truly want to see.
he is coming back, and I saw the little, Mbilli, Mbilli fight that he's gonna be fighting. He gonna piece Mbilli ass up. Ooh, he gonna piece him up. I like Mbilli, tough guy, come bring the pain. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. But Canelo gonna catch and shoot his ass on his ass all night long. Uppercuts, hooks. Oh, it's gonna be bad. Ooh, it's gonna be bad. And Canelo gonna look like, he gonna look like He-Man again.
Like he's back. Like he's back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he gonna look like he's back.
So Benavidez, to your point, and great segue with Canelo, Tim. You must be in the media, but Benavidez said nobody cares about that fight. That Canelo should be fighting him. Is he right about that?
Yeah, hell yeah. Canelo should have been done fought.
Yeah.
Benavidez. He should have been fought Benavidez, man. I don't understand. I really don't Well, I do understand it. Canelo can't swallow that pride, man, and he can't. So some guys out there, and it kind of reminds me of Tank, right? They won't be able to deal with themselves if they lose to this certain guy, right? And it always has to be with the same damn race. It's like, come on, don't you want to pass the torch, right? So it's like, Canelo, Benavidez is probably the next guy up, but you the old vet. Don't you want to pass it? It's just like when De La Hoya fought against Chavez, and Chavez Senior passed the torch to De La Hoya.
Yeah.
Here, I'm that guy, but you know what? Let's go. I'm older now. You know what? You beat me. You're the next one on the throne. And that's respect. And that's the reason why I think a lot of people have a hard time with Canelo is because he doesn't have those codes. He doesn't live by that. It's a different generation, it's different, day and age. So he's just, he's like, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Analyst Showbiz the Adult had a similar opinion. He doesn't see Christian Mbilli as a top-tier opponent for Canelo. He argues that Mbilli is a C fighter at best, calling him one-dimensional with questionable stamina and footwork. He believes Mbilli's lack of sophistication makes him the ideal stay-busy opponent for Canelo Alvarez to dominate.
Mbilli is a C fighter at best. And I heard Timothy Bradley saying that Canelo Alvarez should stay away from him. Canelo Alvarez, this is the perfect guy for him. He's an all-action fight. Straightforward, no special effects. Canelo loved those fights. You see the Ryder fights, the Jaime Munguia fights, Triple G3, Berlanga. Okay, this is the type of matchmaking Canelo Alvarez wants. And Mbilli is one-dimensional, too much fat on his punches. Yes, he's very physical, but that's about it. He doesn't set up his punches well. His footwork is ordinary. His stamina is questionable. And his biggest attribute may just be smoke and mirrors. He's not swatting as big or as hard as people saying. Pause.
Despite the defeat to Crawford, Canelo Alvarez is still a fighter who's in massive demand. Christian Mbilli wasn't the only option Canelo could have fought in his comeback to boxing. There were offers from boxers in multiple division /S who could have fought the Mexican icon, but Mbilli has the WBC belt and he's not a tough opponent like the other big names. In his interview with the CEO of Ring Magazine, Rick Reno, Canelo expressed his delight at being such an in-demand fighter. He expressed that this is a sign that he's still the face of boxing. At 35 years old, when most fighters are talking about retirement, Canelo has the luxury of choosing who he wants to fight.
You've been out since September. You had elbow surgery after that. You're now back in the camp, tuning things up. How does the body feel?
Oh, feels great. I've been in the gym for a month and a half now, and feels great. I did some sparrings already, and feels great. I'm really excited for the comeback.
And, despite your last result, you have guys calling you out like in a line going around the block. Even Richard Schaefer's on the line, hoping to get in to get the payday. You got guys calling you out at middleweight, super middleweight, even cruiserweight, that are like, we want to fight Canelo next. you've seen, despite everything, you're still the hunted. Everyone wants to get into the Canelo sweepstakes, and I'm sure you're not surprised.
No, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And you can tell everybody is looking for the payday.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm glad because you can tell I'm still the face of boxing.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
Canelo also talked about why this comeback means so much to him. With an eye on reclaiming the world titles, Canelo is eager to take on all the big names with the belt, and while he's focused on the Christian Mbilli fight next, he /his team are looking at potential matchups for his next fight in 2027. Canelo is also put in a weird spot where he'd probably have to fight Mexican compatriot Jaime Munguia again. The two fought in May 2024, where Canelo successfully defended his undisputed status. When asked about the possibility of a Munguia rematch, Canelo quickly shut it down, stating that he has no intentions of accepting that fight because he considers the Mexican rising star as a friend. He and his team would rather look elsewhere, and hinted at the possibility of fighting in a different weight class for world titles. He also shut down talks about retirement, claiming that people love to talk, but he doesn't let that come in the way of him achieving his goals.
Last time out we spoke, you said you want to reclaim what's yours. Is this the first step to reclaiming everything in the division?
We don't know that. Obviously, we always want to make the best fights out there and break records. And when I step in the ring, I always break records, and that motivates myself. So, and we don't know. We 100% focus on this fight and win this fight, and then we'll see. But that's the point is fight every single champion.
Because you say that, and I was thinking a couple of weeks ago, you were there supporting a former opponent who is now a good friend, Jaime Munguia, and I'm like, he just won a piece of the super middleweight crown, and if you two are the last guys standing, it puts you two in an awkward position.
No, I'm not gonna fight Munguia again.
Yeah.
No, we are in the same team. We like Munguia. He's a great person, and he worked very hard. And we never gonna fight again. But we're always looking for good fights, big fights, and I think there's other big fights out there.
Now, after your last fight, some of the critics were out there and saying, maybe age is finally catching up to Canelo. Maybe, he's had this long career, he's accomplished everything that someone could accomplish. He's got enough money in the bank to buy buildings. Does any of that get to you, or you just push that out like, I'll show them in my next fight?
No, I know, and I feel myself. I don't, people talk every time, good and bad. And at the end of the day, there is just opinions, because I feel great. I don't want to say I'm gonna show them, because I don't really want to show anybody. I want to show myself, and do my best every time I step in the ring. But people talk, and that's fine. That's fine.
The boxing world is eager to see Canelo take on the big names in the sport, and one fight everyone is eagerly anticipating is the fight with the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. We all know that this fight is probably never going to happen, but many still had a glimmer of hope that maybe they could see these two stars settle their feud in the ring. Well, Canelo just shut down these hopes for good, hinting that this fight will never happen because David Benavidez has already moved to cruiserweight, and moving back down to light heavyweight could be next to impossible for him.
Wants to do it, but my body cannot do it because my injuries. But things happen, and I learned my lesson, and I'm ready now.
Terence Crawford has said he doesn't want to come out of retirement for the rematch with you. Do you think you can draw him out of retirement?
Oh, that's sad because I think the people deserve the rematch, but things happen, and I'm gonna look forward for my career.
All the way over here?
So, what did you make of David Benavidez's performance against Zurdo and him calling you out after that fight?
Yeah, I think every single boxer for any division, they calling me out. So it's something, it's nothing new for me that. But he did good in the fight.
Are you surprised after all these years he's still calling you names and looking to get that fight, even with him boxing as high as cruiserweight?
No, I'm not surprised.
Is it realistic for 175?
Huh?
Is it realistic to fight him at light heavyweight?
Who?
Benavidez.
I don't think he can make even 175 anymore. I don't know, but it's not my problem.
It's the classic excuse Canelo gives to dodge any talks about a fight with David Benavidez. You never know though. Maybe Canelo could accept this fight if he's made an offer he cannot refuse. But what do you think of Canelo's boxing return? Can he reclaim the titles he lost? Who do you have winning the fight in September? Drop your predictions in the comments. That's all for today. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.